everybody. This is Jeff Veale, the business guru, coming to you in the early morning in downtown Manila. Got my first guest of the day, and as per normal, he's from the United States. He's an awesome guy. I've met him a few times on different podcasts throughout the world, and we always have a bit of a chin wag and a bit of a natter. I talk underwater, but he's an awesome guy. Let me tell you a bit about him. I've got to read my bleary eyes, guys. I haven't woke up yet. His name is, very simple name, Mark Miller. He's a founder and owner of something very, very important to us all, guys. Safer, cleaner water. UEA Legacy Grants, my non-profit entity. That's what he's doing. His industry is safer, cleaner water, emergency water filtration for individuals. You know, there's some people, guys, that can't get fucking drinking water, proper drinking water. Imagine that, guys. Don't take it for granted. You can turn a tap on. These people are going to dig a bloody well, and the well might go dry. So, guys, try and make a difference in the world if you can, right? He's been in the industry now for quite some time. A brief description of his business: he helps individuals and service organisations to help those in greatest need to have pure water for themselves and their families. And up to 300 individuals have pure water for the rest of their lives, no matter what the situation, even if there's no electricity. But how cool is that, guys? We can make a difference. Key achievements or projects, right? Oh, my eyes. We're beginning to see families excited about having peace of mind because they know they're prepared for any emergency. They know where their next water's coming from, guys. It won't last long without it. And the project on its finding donations for the non-profit so we can donate the emergency filtration system to thousands of organisations that serve the needy throughout the world. Personal motto philosophy: don't tell me it can't be done. Let's have fun and work until we can figure it out. That's right. You know, if it's meant to be, it's up to me, right? Interesting fact: I'm told by many that know me that I'm a strong-willed and persistent and enjoy the win, especially when someone says it can't be done. That's a fact. It's my great pleasure. It's evening time for this gentleman here. It's my pleasure. Good afternoon, Mark Miller. How are you, Mark?
Doing great, Jeff. Thank you. Thank you for being here. Enjoy it.
No trouble at all. My monitor just went off the air, then it came back. That's good. All right, let's get this show underway. Tell us about your journey and what inspired you to pursue this current career path at your young age. What happened?
Well, I was raised. I have 10 siblings, 11 children.
Wow.
Mom and dad had 11 children. We lived in a place where you had to have a well, and there was even times there when there was challenges with the well, and it wasn't that great of water, etc. So that was early, but through the years, it was just like a building up of realizing there's definitely something that needs to be said about clean and pure water. And even though we're in the United States where everybody thinks everything should be good, it's not always pure. And if you have no electricity, you can't get any. So,
Yeah, fair enough. What's been the most challenging aspect of your work, Mark, and how have you overcome that?
well, one of the largest challenges is to get people to realize that they have a challenge with the fact that if the electricity went off in the United States, there's over 300 million people in the United States, and almost none of them have any provision for an emergency system to have pure water. So we
Yes.
said that doesn't make sense. So what I said is, what can we do to change that? And one of the things that I realized, and this is an experience that happened to me that helped with that, uh, I would ask people, what would you do if the electricity went off? How would you get water? And most of them, the few I asked, they said, well, I'd probably go to the supermarket, try to be first and see if I could get it before anybody else. That was the answer. I didn't think that was a good answer. So I was a few months later, a few months ago, I was in a town 20 minutes from where I live, where there's a supermarket. I had an appointment there, but I was going to go to the supermarket before I went to my appointment. Got into that town, the electricity was off. I pulled out in front of the store. Yes, the lights were off, but there was one more thing that changed everything. On the door, there was a sign that said closed due to power outage.
Absolutely.
So how much water would you or anybody else get? That's not a good answer. So I said, if you're going to be you have three things you have to have. Number one, air, 3 minutes or more, you got a challenge. I can't help you with that. Number two, 3 days or more without good water, you have a challenge.
Yep.
I can help you with that. Number
Yep.
three, you can do 30 days without food, but you're going to have water to get to that stage, and you're going to need water to have the food. So I can help you with one of the most important things in your life.
Yeah. And I go back, Mark. You're an old guy like me. We go back to where water was free. you never,
Mm-hmm.
you
Yeah.
never had, you never had to pay $5 for a plastic bottle.
Right. Exactly. Right. Right.
Who would have thought? Wish I had been.
Exactly.
Should I come up with that idea? Another thing,
Yeah.
I talk about water often,
Right.
guys. Let me tell you something, guys. Water, 7-Eleven, $1. Local
Oh my.
restaurant, $3. Airport, $5. You're out in the
Right.
desert. You're out in the desert, and you see the salesman, $20. So water's got a value. It depends on your location, guys. Think about that one for a minute, right?
Good
Um,
one.
yeah, so it's awesome. Tell us an important moment in your career that pretty much changed your direction, Mark. Where did this all happen? What was that aha moment?
Well, where the moment that came for this project that we're working on, Safer Cleaner Water, I was in a meeting and the person was working with people in Central America to help them get pure water because the number one reason for children dying in the foreign countries is because of impure water. So they were talking about that, and I was sitting there listening to the presentation, and the light went on off. I listen well, but I also my mind keeps turning, and I said, "We're living in a country with 300 plus million people, and if the electric went off tomorrow, what would we do?
Yeah,
Many people would die and not have an answer." And that was the light bulb that went off that made me say, "I need to do this." It took me quite a few months,
make a
and
difference.
there's some things, yeah, to find what was the right thing. In other words, you think something is complicated or something is simple. It's neither one. It's usually complicated to get to the simplicity, and that's what took me a while to do
Love it, love it. In
that.
your opinion, what are the key qualities that have helped your success along the way, Mark?
Well, number one is persistence.
Yeah, never give up.
Number two is open minded to actually explore.
That's a lovely
And
one.
number three, to do what I just described, to bring it to the point of simplicity, to be able to say, this is what it is. And I just want to take a second and enlarge upon that a little bit. But whenever I started this process, there were some people said, well, make a comparison chart. Look at this, look at that. What does yours do? What does the other not do? And after about an hour, Jeff, of going through that, I just stopped and I said, this is ridiculous. You talk about confusion. I don't have to deal with any of that. What do you have to offer that nobody else does?
Yes.
And I came up with three things that we have to offer nobody else does. Number one, a filter that has a lifetime guarantee from the manufacturer
Awesome.
that's been in business for 40 plus years and has over a million of them in the marketplace, most of them in foreign countries, and over 28 million able to have pure water because of that. Number two, it's a filter that you never have to replace because you can backwash it with the pure water. Number three, it gives you more water to use per day than any other filter, 150 gallon per day, where you can help up to 300 people in an emergency. So all of that is in place. Nobody else has what I just described. Now we have something that's a true system that does an emergency. And with what you talked about, the price points, this has it's a whole complete system. The filter, the adapter kit, the 5 gallon container in the United States is where our marketplace is. 48 contiguous states, shipping included for $99 a one-time purchase. Takes 7 to 14 days to get it to your house, and when you get it, within 5 minutes, you'll never be without pure water again.
There you go, guys. There's the offer. Guys, don't take this for granted, guys. Make an investment. Don't take it for granted. And reach out. Well, I'll tell you all Mark's details later. He's always up for a chat. Reach out and ask for more information if you need to. $99 is not even a good dinner, guys. But this is something for the rest of your life, not once off, right? Um,
Right.
how do you stay motivated, Mark, and continue to innovate in your field with some of the things you've got coming up? What drives you?
Well, I always like to learn something new or explore and to figure out how to do something or how to do something better. And that's a fun project that I never get tired of. And I shared with you a little bit before as we had chatted, Jeff, about one of the things I enjoy is being inventing things and helping with
Yes.
that. And I actually had literally, Jeff, built a prototype of a tankless water heater 2 years before the tankless water heater came out, but I didn't have the ability to take it forward any farther. And through the years, I've done a lot of different things, and I'm working on a major project right now. That's what keeps me motivated, and it's fun.
I came up with, true story, years and years and years ago, I came up with the concept. I lived in a high-rise apartment, and I always liked to have chocolate and ice cream and all other shit. And I said to myself, wouldn't it be great if it was a fucking corner store where I could get all this shit 24/7? Or better still, I'm not frightened of spending money, pay $5 to have it delivered to my door, right? And
Mm-hmm.
then about 2 years later, along came 7-Eleven. And I thought, shit, I missed the mark
Mm-hmm.
there. That was a bloody, I missed the mark big time. That would have set me up. I would have been made billions, not millions, billions,
Yeah.
because there's a need.
Right.
I thought, what about those guys who are alcoholics or the guys who smoke? They'd pay anything to have a packet of fags delivered to their door.
Right.
Awesome. Um, Tell me, let's talk about a recent project or achievement where you've helped someone with this project of yours, Mark, that you're particularly proud of. Tell us one of your stories.
Well, actually just a few months ago, uh, actually early in the stages of developing this, I have this safer, cleaner water, as we talked about. Also, our nonprofit entity, like grants to help people in need in that way. But we had a husband and wife. The husband got brain cancer. They gave him a year, probably, possibly to live, but he had to have only could use pure water.
Yeah.
So and couldn't drink anything else. Bottom line, they were spending $55, $60 a month
Wow.
buying bottled water, just like what you were talking about.
Yeah.
They were broke. They were poor. They couldn't afford it. And our charity, with some of our supporters, gave a system to that family. And the husband lived for 10 months. And so for $600, they saved over $600 they wouldn't have been able to have to just from that one incident. And there's all kinds of things like that. And that's why we want to go to help others that are serving those type people in need, uh, and to do that to where they can have one to help them as well.
Yeah, I love it. Make a difference. What advice would you give a younger version of yourself who wants to follow in your footsteps, Mark? What would you tell them?
I would tell them to first of all, not necessarily believe that what you know is all you're ever going to know.
Correct.
To start a journey, even if you don't know exactly where it's going to lead, and take one step at a time.
Yeah.
And what I've done in my life in many different ways, I would make a first step, and it would either say, okay, that's a good sign, I need to take the next one, or there would come a point where you say, let me have enough sense to step back if it's not
Yes.
working. So keep your mind open and keep going forward.
Yeah, use a bit of common sense. I'd add to that, guys, common sense. And where possible, reach out to people like myself and Mark. We've done it, guys. Get a mentor. You can shave 5 and 10 years off the journey by getting a mentor. Don't let your ego get in the way. I had a coach, and it cost me $20,000 to learn this, guys. I'm going to give it to you for free. You don't know what you don't know. That's what he taught me, right? So there it is, guys. The other one, I'll give you 3 words. It'll double your business overnight, guys. I'm going to get who wants to. You're going to hate me for it, but I'm going to give you 3 words, and they are: do it now. Oh, I'm going to put the rubbish bin out. Aha! It popped into your brain. Get off your ass and go and do it. Then it's done. Oh, I've got to change the water. Get up and do it. I've got to water the plants. Do it. You're going to hate me, but you'll be so much more productive. So put it on your TV screen or your monitor, guys, the words, do it now, and watch your productivity soar through the roof, guys. This shit works, guys. Believe me, I know, right? I'm not Tony Robbins. I'm not trying to preach to you guys. I'm just telling you something really simple. Do it now. Speaking of doing it now, looking ahead, Mark, what are your goals and aspirations for the future?
Well, I've just finished putting together the things necessary with my nonprofit to help as many as at least 10,000 entities, that recovery centers, people that are helping the homeless, the shelters, etc., to where each one of those can have a safer, cleaner water emergency filtration kit that can help up to 300 people in an emergency. With that, 10,000 that we could go out and with donations that would come in to actually donate one to those causes, there would be over 3 million people be serviced if in an emergency to be able to have pure water.
That's an awesome mission, Mark. Mark, we're about to wrap it up. Tell our listeners and people watching this podcast, what's the best way to reach out to you and find out more about you and what you can do to help the community?
The easiest and the best way is info@safercleanerwater.com.
Yeah.
And there we have a guide to pure water for life that we will send you at no cost. And you can ask any question you want, and we'll also communicate with you and help you in every way we can. And, the other last thing I want to say related to what you said just a little bit ago, do it now. The 4 words in what we're doing that you never want to have to say is, I wish I had.
Yes.
Everybody needs what I have, an emergency water filtration system. It's for you. Do it now. Don't have to say, I wish I had.
Yeah. Guys, I'm going to make you all a special offer, guys. And so a lot of you won't get off your ass. So here's an incentive to get off your ass. The first 3 people, Mark will tell me who you are. The first 3 people to reach out this week after you watch this podcast, reach out and I'll give you a 7-day holiday in one of my luxury units in the Philippines, where I am now in Manila. You come and meet the guru. I'll tour you around, take you out for dinner, whatever it takes to get to know you. Right? I'll give you a 7-day holiday worth $1,200 if you reach out and get one of Mark's water filters. Now you can either use it for yourself or you can donate the water filter. And that prize, by the way, guys, is valued at $1,200, is valid for 2 years from the date of your purchase. So what's your excuse, guys? Right? If you want to make a difference, buy one of Mark's water filters. Either use it for yourself or use it for someone else. Mark, before we wrap it up, share a fun fact about yourself that most people don't know, please.
So I've thought about that, and that's one that's kind of hard to think of, that some people may not think it's fun, but I really enjoy knowing so much about so many different things. Absolutely. And learning so much that whenever someone asks me something, I don't care whether it's someone that's very challenged financially, physically, whatever, or someone that's very highly educated, very successful, I can communicate with them. And some of the time they're surprised that I had the knowledge and the ability. And that's kind of fun to be able to say, I know what you're talking about.
Absolutely. I tell people, guys, I left school at 14. Probably Mark might have been pretty similar. And what happened, guys, I tell people now, I'm unintelligent. Sorry, there we go. See, I'm uneducated. I'm not unintelligent, right? So a lot of this stuff, guys, is just common sense, right? I'll challenge you guys. Don't have water for 2 days. See how it feels. Don't have any water. Challenge you. Don't have any water for 2 days and see how you feel. Then you might want to make a difference in other people's lives. Mark, you've been an awesome guest, as always. It's always a pleasure to talk to you, my friend. Have an awesome day, and thank you for being on the show.
Thank you, Jeff. Appreciate it.